Scotty and Boaz Rehash, episode 13. The Evil 13.
And we're back with the Clash of Clans for the fans in the stands. This is Boaz, and I am here with international man of mystery, Scotty 827.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my microphone here quick.
So
Okay,
on the last podcast,
it's kind of an evil introduction for Christmas time, but it's 13, the magic number.
So Scotty, on the last podcast, there were some observations that you were shuffling poker chips during the podcast. So I'm wondering if you were planning on doing that again, if you had your dog wearing tap shoes or anything over there, or if there's...
I don't know what that was.
Okay.
To tell the truth. I heard it too.
Okay, so it wasn't something that you were doing that you were like, oh crap, I shouldn't have been playing tiddlywinks while I was recording or something.
No.
It was still a mystery.
No. The dog is snoring upstairs. Who knows? Who knows what it is? It might have been me swiveling in my chair, or I don't know, but...
Maybe I have a nervous habit of like tapping my teeth with a pen while I record and I don't even notice or something.
Yeah, who knows?
Let's see what that would sound like.
It's always...
Was that what it was?
Well, that sounds disgusting, Boaz. Stop that. Sick. You sick bastard.
All right, so yeah, Scotty and I both just finished up Clan Wars like within 20 minutes of starting this.
We had to postpone it a little bit because it was getting so intense. And you might have heard it was a close war when I was recording with Boneyard earlier tonight. And it really came down to the wire. And it came down to the wire in a way that it was, all right, we need to get attacks in. Do you risk going higher for the 2 or just everybody get a sure 3? And I mean, I'm talking like I was prepared to go where it was a 35-person war. I was prepared to go down to, I think the lowest was 24. That was still not. And I got to tell you, and I feel so much better about listening to the Boaz Presents with Mystic because, or not Mystic, I'm sorry, White Lightning.
Yeah,
HW,
we know what you mean.
Yeah. Because he said he sucks at war. And, I went in, my queen is down. I went in on my first attack and only 2-starred a 9, added a star. But I've been using the pig dog attacks because I'm so low in elixir. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm just off. And then I was talking with Boneyard tonight, and it kind of occurred to me that I think the attacks are a little bit different because with the update and the archer towers and everything that's changed, I think it has subtly affected war and troop deployment. You think about the witches, and those skeletons can get taken out faster.
By the archer towers.
Yeah, by the archer towers. And that maybe the hit points of buildings, things that you're used to that are a little bit different. And I just suck. That's part of it. But
yeah, I could see where the hit points of the buildings would come into play in a big way. Like just all of the kind of snowball effect of all those different little changes end up making a difference that you wouldn't really anticipate. It's just things happening faster, things getting closer to the walls faster, or
switching targets faster. If the archer tower, the thing gets closer to the archer tower, all of a sudden it's a half a second, but those half seconds add up to a much bigger picture. Or the army camps, all of a sudden they go past them faster. Well, and I'm using air, and so the last few wars I've been going for the 2. So I haven't been using like anything fancy, or my usual stuff. And I've just kind of been reacting because I've been very low on elixir. And in fact, I was making troops and I went to make another pig dog and I was out of dark elixir. And so it's been tough. We missed a lot of lower stars. I think there's some things that we need to talk about as a clan and figure out, and kind of get back into the rhythm of the pre-push. So it's been a month, but everybody was gone for a week. I was gone for 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that. And so the rhythm of when people are attacking is suddenly become really important again because we're missing lower stars. So that was the story.
Yeah,
of the war.
that can't be happening.
Yeah, and it should be more solid. But it was like Town Hall 9s almost all the way down. They had more Town Hall 10s. Of course, that's the story of L. It's always
That's true.
And my straight across had higher heroes than I did, and that's a big deterrent. I like going straight across, and I think everybody in L loves challenging themselves and pushing themselves. But I think it's maybe the second attack just really needs to be like, okay, where do I go? But it's all up in the air when you're 9s against 9s and even going low. I don't know. It's crazy. So tell me about your war.
Well, we just we're going through some flux right now in the True Sons. We have a whole bunch of people gone for finals. We have a bunch of like teenagers in our clan, probably mostly adults, but then there's a group of teenagers, all of whom had their finals at the same time. So we had a bunch of people leave. We also we've been in the process of just kicking out a whole bunch of Town Hall 10s that can't attack. So we've had a lot of people that we like recruit during pushes or just, just recruit generally, and they don't quite, they can't quite carry their weight in the war. And then eventually it just builds up, and you realize they're not improving at all, and they have this big, awesome base that's bringing on, much harder people, and then they just can't do anything across from them or in their range. So we've been kind of going through a process of booting Town Hall 10s for a while, and we're down to probably 7 or 8 Town Hall 10s, maybe something like that, from we were at almost 20. And we're just very low on members, and so we've kind of been focusing more on recruiting people that are Town Hall 9s that are non-rushed, but Town Hall 9s or Town Hall 10s that just have good war stats. So just people that can do good attacks in wars and hold up their end of the bargain and kind of not let the clan down and not worry as much about requirements, because there was a while that we were must have at least all level 8 walls, must have at least level 30 combined heroes, pretty much at least max Town Hall 9, if not, or else really close to max Town Hall 9. And so we've been kind of getting away from that, because it's really not as important to us as having players who are going to be skilled in their war attacks and be able to attack, at least across from them, or even above their same kind of base level and things like that. So we've been kind of shifting a little bit. So a big shout out to anyone who wants to give it a shot, who wants to try their luck in the True Sons. If someone's looking for a new war clan, we are currently at, I believe, 93 wins. So going pretty well. We win, pretty much all the wars. But we're lowering our requirements by quite a bit. We had a lot of people who were requesting when they, maybe had level, 20 to 25 combined heroes, and we're getting rejected. And so we're kind of loosening it up. You just need to have good war troops and good war skills. And
so you guys are very heavily focused on war.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, people can do whatever they want in farming, but that just doesn't really affect the rest of the clan,
Yeah,
the rest
I
of the
suppose
clan.
that changed, that's another part of the clan war thing. Change, that what the end goal of the clan is. Mm-hmm. In Kent Farmhouse and Phantom Zone, they war once a week, and it's more laid back, so mm-hmm. That's a place for people to go. L's been I guess, really pretty war-centered, whether or not you can hang in there. But we don't really discriminate also on like town hall level and things like that. But yeah. So if you're looking for a war clan, I would not be accepted to this war clan, or I would not.
But you're a celebrity. You're international man of mystery, Scotty.
So just go embarrass myself in front of more people.
But it's it kind of used to be there was either farming clans or pushing clans, and now there's farming clans, pushing clans, war clans, or combinations of the there's like Ice Baby is a war and pushing clan, which is pretty incredible. All those, there's a lot of clans up there actually that are pushing in the top 10, 20 in the world, and then also warring nonstop and winning all their wars, which is very impressive.
God. I'd be so stressed out.
Yeah, me too. But most clans are either are farming and warring, or whatever varying levels of seriousness of the warring. But so anyway, as kind of a result of our shift that we're doing in the clan, we're fairly low on members right now, and with people taking breaks and stuff. But we had this war that just finished right before the podcast also. And it's in our wars are starting and ending at a kind of a bad time for me, like right around, like after I finish dinner. And so
it's not like you're a newborn or anything.
Yeah. It's awesome for me when it's at like 2 a.m., then it's like I've got all night to do it. I'm up super late with the baby and stuff. I get first shift with the baby, so I've got all sorts of time. But when it's like it starts and ends in the morning for me, or during my work day or things like that. So this time I got on, I was like, okay, I'm going to get ready for my attack, plan out my attack. It was 27 minutes left. I had like a Barch army, and I was like, oh shit. So I was like, okay, I got to boost a dark barrack so I can make my golems. I think I had like maybe a golem and some witches that were left over. And then I'm like, okay, crap, I got to boost a regular barracks. I realized after a little while, when I was down to like, maybe 18 minutes to go, I'm out of gems.
Oh, no, yeah.
I tried to buy some last night, and it said that my credit card on file was out of date or something, because I think they had issued me a new one or something, so it wasn't working. And so I'm like, oh, shit. So it's like the clock is ticking down. I'm like furiously looking around for my wallet, trying to punch in all the numbers, buy the gems. Finally, I get the gems. I'm trying to boost another barracks, and I end up gemming the troops, and then I'm needing to wait to get my clan castle filled, and the whole time I'm trying to scout, and I spend a lot of time, like probably my first attack this war, I scouted the base for like maybe an hour total, in different intervals, but probably about an hour, and mostly all at once, and this time, so it was just like kind of on the fly. I just didn't even really get a chance to look at the previous replay of it, and so I realized it was like 20 seconds, and I was like, oh shit. So I just went into my camps and hit gem the rest of the troops for all the troops. And
how expensive was that?
And what it was probably, it was 20 gems to boost the 2 barracks, but then gemming out the troops, all the troops were mostly done. It was just like a couple gems on each barracks probably. So gemming all the rest of them out was maybe, I don't know, another like 7 or 8 gems, not a lot. But I probably should have just done that instead of boosting them, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what it would have come out to. But
yeah, I almost woke up my queen. That war was that close that if a couple of the final attacks would have went one way, and like a 2-star for sure would have made a difference. I think I would have.
Yeah, I've done that before, where I've had a hero with maybe like 2 to 3 days left, and then this war is like against a really tough clan, and I'm like, oh, okay, screw it, I better just boost the gem the rest of the time out, just because of all the there's such a small percentage of the wars are really tough wars generally for us, so it's when there is a really, really tough one, it's nice to have your heroes. Yeah. But
I went and I bought $10 worth of gems. I was prepared.
Just in case.
Yeah, and it was 44 seconds.
I was not prepared.
We were getting ready to set up for the podcast, and Boaz texted me, "Okay, I'm ready." And I said, "All right, it'll be just a couple minutes. Don't text me back."
Because everybody knows they pop up on all of Scotty's devices at once.
And it's always scary when I go into an attack, like a war attack. So I'm like, okay, please don't anybody call me right now.
You got to hit the do not disturb thing,
did.
man.
I did. I put it on, and they still pop up. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's nerve wracking. So
I finally then went and hit attack, and it was like 3, 2, 1. I hit attack, and it said war has ended on my screen, but I guess I had already hit attack, so it sent me in. But it just felt so weird going into a base without scouting it out. Day. Yeah, without knowing where the exact range of every defense and clan castle and heroes, and where all the, for something that's been attacked before, to know where all the Teslas and bombs and everything are. And so I ended up, I think I got like 90% because I went through, for like a lower kind of middle range base, a really crappy base design. So I mean, it was kind of embarrassing that I didn't 3-star it, but I just had no plan in place whatsoever. So it got close, but didn't quite get it.
I kind of like the fly by the seat of your pants attacks, because usually I just get lucky every once in a while. When I plan it, it's not so good.
Well, my attack before that, like I planned out for so long. It was last night. I had Meshwesh on helping me. He's in, I think, somewhere in the Middle East, like maybe Saudi Arabia or something, or Qatar, or I don't know, someplace. And he's so he's up when I'm, he's up middle of the day or something when I'm up with the baby, and so he's amazing at figuring out lures and the best way to lure different things and stuff. So he's always kind of my luring consultant, which is awesome. So he was helping me with it last night, and there was this person had an easy to lure clan castle. So we were like, okay, the rest of their base is good, so they're not stupid enough to just make it so you can lure their clan castle. There's got to be Teslas, it's got to be trapped somehow. And so there was like 3 different places, and the guy even had like these squares where you could see there was a spot for a Tesla. And so I was like, okay, there's 3 Teslas on the outside for the lure. And he's like, no, there's just one. And I was like, okay. So I dropped barbs where each of the Teslas might be. It turned out there was just one. So I did the lure. It was a perfect lure. Just used a few hogs. And then I go in, and all 3 Teslas, which he predicted, were right in the core, like along this wall where I came in at. And so I had this awesome attack planned out with, back end loons, balloons that I'm going to drop once the air defenses are down. And it just threw everything off because my wall breakers got zapped by the Teslas, and they killed my king too fast. And so I ended up with like 75% or something, but it just felt like such a total complete fail. It felt like a 0-star after spending all that time mapping it out and being so ready and having everything. I did everything just the way I wanted. It was just the Teslas were not quite where I predicted. And so it would have definitely been a 3-star if I had known where they were. And so, man, attacking the first, being the first to attack versus the second to attack is such a massive difference, especially if you're using hogs, which I wasn't. But
I think in House of L, and I guess maybe I don't mention the full name as much. And in fact, when I was out visiting the other families, and I came back, I couldn't find it because we were closed. Mm-hmm. But I would say L, but it's House of L. It seems like we go in, like if you watch the replays, like we'll basically change up the entire strategy. So it might be an air attack on the first one, and then somebody looks at it and says, no, I'm going to go with a ground attack. But mostly it's about finding out what's in the CC, and, where the Teslas are and stuff like that. But do you guys do it where you use the same type of attack? Most people use different varying types of go wee wee, like either with hogs or loons usually mixed in a little bit. And the Town Hall 10s all use go wipe. But we have had some people using the Lavalunian attack, and I think it's a 3
pig dogs when it's a Town Hall 9 is what they've been doing. It was actually really embarrassing. We only had 2 3-stars this war. We had a whole bunch of like 90-something %. But they had really good base designs, this other clan. So, I mean, props to them on that. But our only 2, 3, actually, there might have been a few more at the end, but like most of the way through the war, when everyone was just attacking, in their own kind of range, Phoenix, who's our newest elder, shout out to Phoenix if he listens, congratulations.
Rise from the ashes.
He got 2 3-stars, and he was using the Lava Lunian attack. The rest of us, all with our Go Wee Wee attacks, were not getting 3-stars. I think some people dropped down later and got them.
Stuck holding your Go Wee Wee.
But we Kevin, who is one of our leaders, he put a contest. Whoever gets 6 stars in this war will get the iTunes card, and Phoenix ended up being the only one to get 6. So I was like, oh well, what if more than one person gets it? But he was the only one that got 6 stars. And so, big shout out to him. He's awesome. Really good with that attack, and I think we should probably start using that more, just because those kind of numbers don't really lie. If he's the only one that, I think both attacks were above his number too.
How many minions did he use?
I'm not sure. I can check it out though.
Because I've been doing the 4 lava dogs, pig dogs, 16 balloons, and then 20 minions. But I was practicing, farm pushing, still, month later. And it seemed like a few more minions kind of rocked it. But I don't know, so I've been playing with the numbers.
Check it out here. Warlog. Yeah, we won 50-48, so very close. But yeah, only 25 people in this war. We've never been so low on numbers. It's pretty
we're at
weird.
35 with this war. It's still same, coordination. And I think it's that time of year too. Everybody's busy and doing stuff.
He has only 10 minions. It's 3...
10 minions?
Yeah, 3 hounds, 10 minions, 22 balloons. Let's see what's in his... And 1 heal, 3 rage. Let's see what's in his...
So he's a TH9.
Clan castle. Yeah, he's a TH9. And in his clan castle is... Looks like... balloons, I guess? More balloons?
Yeah, I suppose varying it up,
because the lava pups go in and like I'm watching it and fast forward here. It's just like a bunch of minions. The lava pups, at the end they're all cleaning up along with the minions next to them
and see, mine just hit maxed.
Nice.
Yesterday.
The pig dogs,
and
nice.
So I'm not used to the wide range or area.
No, he had 1 lava hound in his CC, so he had 4 pig dogs. Okay, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
And just the splash, the pushback. It seems like, especially going up from the 2 to the 3, they're wider, so they kind of shoot outside of the action. So there's more of the mini pig dogs hanging around at the end doing some work. So yeah, it's tough. But and deployment and things like that, I have started putting down my CC first because it is hard to deploy them a lot of the times.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, so it is, and so that's why I'm starting with that one now.
So that's a thing, huh? Like where it's like harder to deploy for some reason.
Well, I don't know.
I feel like I've noticed that.
If it's the clicking or. I don't know. Maybe it needs like another space versus like a troop.
Yeah, maybe it needs a couple. Which doesn't really make sense. But that seems like the only explanation because.
Yeah, it just is. It's weird. And then there's been the glitch in the game too. Well, this is in the farming thing, but I was attacking, and I talked about this with Boneyard. But I was attacking a base, and I went up. I was doing balloons and minions, and the ground expos started shooting my shit down.
Oh yeah, that's been a well publicized glitch since the update.
Well, I guess I was late to the party.
Yeah, they've been talking about it on Twitter a lot. People with screenshots of it and stuff. And I had no idea. I'm so glad I'm not pushing right now. Oh my god, I would be so pissed if I was trying to attack with balloons and minions and ground expos started shooting me in the air. Like that would be so infuriating.
But I think it can work in people's favor, and that it happens if you switch between your maps. But it also puts your Infernos on single. Correct?
No, but it also, I mean, if you switch between the maps, it resets the bows and the Infernos. But it also, I mean, it looks like visually, the skin of the Expo will look like it's on ground, but it will shoot air, right? Like that's what you're talking about,
yes.
right? Where I mean,
yeah,
I can't really.
So you could actually use that to your benefit,
as if you're attacking or if you're defending.
Defending.
Yeah, it's a huge benefit
of course
if you're
you
defending.
Have your town hall outside, so.
Well, no, it's a huge benefit if you're defending, but I'm saying, if you're attacking, it's awful.
But that's what I mean. You can use it as your benefit.
Yeah.
Somebody I can't remember who it was. I was visiting one of the families, and they were saying, I've just listened to the podcast a few times, the last podcast, and I keep listening for when Boaz says, "Scotty, you freaking idiot."
I try not to say that.
No, it's funny. But I was like,
guys.
Yeah, no, that's... And I told Boneyard this tonight, I'm still getting shit about the Inferno Towers. What can I say? You know, it's embarrassing. But I know the difference now. That's important.
That's good.
That's important.
It's important.
So what else has been going on with post-update since we talked?
Well, I had an email that I wanted to read from, let me pull it up here. I believe his name was Cosby. Let's see. Here we go.
Bill Cosby.
So this is Cosby. It says, "Hey guys, Cosby here from the Dog Man." That's the clan, I'm guessing. "I'm the leader of a small family of clans, and a topic that's been going around lately in our farming clan is whether or not to booby trap the outside town hall. I was always against it, as I never saw the point of wasting elixir and rearming every 12 hours and not utilizing your Teslas to protect your resources. However, a number of my guys still put their Teslas all around their town hall with skeleton traps and just a few bombs. The reasoning for this is that when someone tries to snipe the town hall, they end up expending quite a few troops just to get it and don't have enough left over to take much else. It also distracts the attacker enough that while the archers or heroes are attacking, the attacker is not using all his time to analyze your base for a full-scale attack. I have noticed with my base, quite often after the TH goes down, the attacker will then throw out a bunch of archers and barbs to pick off collectors, or even go in for the 2-star. My guys also see it as an added bonus that the attacker is now pissed. Curious to know what you guys think. Peace out, Cosby."
Big thumbs up.
So thank you, Cosby, for getting in touch. Scotty, first what do you think?
I already know what you're going to say.
What do you think I'm going to say?
Booby trapping. Somebody even mentioned it in the clan today, in L, about, this one's booby trap. Boaz would be pissed. So that's why I think I know what you're going to say. Mm-hmm. Here's what I did, actually, and I kind of agree with that. I don't know if I'd go full scale, all out. Like, I wouldn't use my Teslas, maybe one, but Miner, I like where Miner plays. They've been there for about a year now. I did, when I put my TH outside while pushing, I did start throwing a big bomb right where they would put down the troops. Mm-hmm. And I did that because I knew that that's where they were going to put down the troops, and I wanted them to think, you don't know what to expect here. You know, because I think he's right on, because how do I say this? I think when people come in, they put down a few troops, and then they have it, and then they think, well, maybe I could take it. And I think when it pops up, where you throw down a few troops to take out the stuff, all of a sudden you're not sure of the base anymore. Mm-hmm. You're not sure whether or not this person's giving this town hall away. And, I use just one bomb, which is really cheap. But I think it sends a message in a way, and I could see the benefit of putting the Teslas around it, because when those things pop up, it's like, oh crap, I'm going to have to throw a lot more troops at it than I even thought. So I don't lose, at least. And then go from there, and I think it does discombobulate people. I know it does discombobulate me if I'm just going through looking to town hall snipe. I'm pretty safe in terms of I'll bring, at least a few balloons and some minions and a bunch of minions, because I know if it's booby trapped, I'm going to have to hardcore ram it, just the town hall. But it would, but this is also, I think this might be changing a little bit more, only because of barching and the new archer towers. So, and I say that because I was running into a lot of getting barched a lot until the update. And then I racked up a bunch of defensive trophies after the update because of the barching, and the archer towers all of a sudden being able to take down barching armies. So I think some traps are good. I think, showing that that the person's going to have to commit to take the rest of the base just kind of sends something like, okay, this isn't just a free-for-all. Because if you're attacking somebody and you snipe their TH, you have nothing else to lose except for your troops. And so if I hit a base with the town hall, I'll throw in more and more troops if I think I can get the other 50%. But if I just lost and things have been booby trapped, I think that person's kind of looking out, I guess. I don't know how. Does that make sense?
No, yeah. So my take is that, at least with Teslas and cheap traps, it's absolutely the right move strategically. So, and that's usually how I look at the game: is what's the smart play? What's the right move if you weigh all the factors objectively. So if you put your Teslas, which cost nothing to rearm, you put spring traps, maybe small bombs, which all cost virtually nothing to rearm. By the town hall, he's absolutely right. It's really smart. It causes them to waste their army. If they were going to attack the rest, if they were going to plan on attacking the rest of your base anyway, then they have a lot less to do it with. And so just as a strategic maneuver, it's really smart. I don't do it because it's a dick move. That's why I don't do it. I don't do it because that's just we're all
I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, we're all in this together. We're all playing the same game. We have this thing in common. We love playing Clash of Clans. You're going around just sniping a town hall, and then some asshole just puts up a bunch of traps and Teslas so here's the thing.
Twitter's going to come alive.
It's smart to put Teslas and cheap traps there. It is so stupid to put giant bombs, heroes, within the range of your clan castle, anything that will cost money to rearm or can permanently die. So some people, they just don't really think it through. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to trap my town hall by putting 4 giant bombs there, and I'm going to put my archer queen by it. And so whoever attacks you, they're still going to get your town hall. But now you have to spend, almost 100,000 gold to rearm your bombs. You have a dead queen. If they pull your clan cat, it's just.
But then
it's
you do
so
have a shield.
Stupid. But you have a shield even if you. Oh yeah, but I mean, what if you come in and you want to use your queen?
I did put. Yeah, you're right. But I did put my king not in range of the town hall, but down about halfway. That says, okay, if you want to you're going to expend a couple troops this way, and you want, and you're going to have to do another point of attack if you don't want to run into my king. You know, you're going to have to run into more stuff. You know, and here's the thing, and I guess in some ways, when you say that, you know, your interview with White Lightning and him talking about how hard it is, or how hard it used to be to get into Masters and things like that. I ran into a TH10, and I'm like in the 2,900 range right now. Or TH8, sorry. And I 100%ed him, and it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the greatest loot, but I posted. I said, "Why? Because it's my duty." And in some ways, I kind of like that idea. Like White Lightning was talking about TH3s getting all the way up and doing stuff. It maybe sounds kind of dickish, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea that it's hard.
You mean that it's not just easy to snipe your way up all the way and do whatever? Yeah.
I mean, I think if you're sitting down, you know, I don't even think it's worth it if you're just farming, you know, to do that. Just give your town hall away, and if you're not really caring about trophies, but if you're pushing, and I guess I've been in the pushing mindset now, at least in terms of I'm farm pushing, so I don't want to lose too many trophies, but I'd love to gain them, but I'm seeing a lot of difference just in the 100 trophy range, like what you have to do. And I don't know, I guess like I thought a lot about what he said about that being tough and it being tough and being harder. And I think the update made it that way. So you can't just barch your way all the way up, and you probably can. I saw one really good attack against me. And I mentioned this to Boneyard too. I said, I have no idea how the guy did it, but he basically got almost all of his troops out right away. It wasn't, if he was ringing that screen, he was ringing it super fast.
Do you remember the Tyrael interview where he talked about the bot, the farm bot thing, where the troops come out so fast and in such a like tight pattern, and it's actually a program that's doing it. So I mean, maybe he's just really good. Maybe he's just got really fast fingers. Make sense. But yeah, if it's a little freak, you know, a little abnormal looking, like, you know, he must be like a master concert pianist to be able to, you know, put out the barch the way he is, then it could be a program doing it. Yeah.
That's, you know, pianist is one of my favorite words, because anytime anybody says it, it's like I'm laughing inside. And well, you know, and I think the thing is that it also really helps. And I'm trying to find out who said this on Twitter. It was a little bit ago. Let's see. It was, I can't find it right now. I'll try to find, but give him credit. But the town hall outside debate, he said that, well, that's what you put all your stuff in, and that's why you put all your stuff into defenses, because, you know, you spend all the money on walls for something.
Botox. Well, he's the guy I'm gonna he's the guy I'm gonna have the Bo, clips from. Bo on the next show. There's a big topic that I've been really wanting to get to, and I still have some more stuff on this Crosby email, but or Cosby, I guess, not Crosby. But yeah, no, Bo or I think Botox 20 or something is his
Bo Cross
game
LMD.
name.
Okay.
He is talking a lot about clan war leagues, which is like my big thing that I have been wanting, and he sent in some audio clips and stuff. So I'm gonna, on our next episode, do a lot of talk about these clan war leagues and like the different possibilities for it and stuff. And so first of all, big shout out to him.
Yeah, and it was him that said, I can see it now on here.
He said that here I can even read. I'll read the exchange. Or do you have it pulled up on Twitter there?
I've got it right here. I'm trying to find the one. TH stays inside because getting attacked is fun. I didn't build these walls and shit just to sit there, duh. And I thought, well, yeah, I mean, you're putting the stuff in, and you put in the time and things into the game, and we looked at the defensive log, and I just looked at my defensive, achievement, and I thought, that's. I think it's something I want to work more on, I guess.
Work more on what?
Getting defensive wins, playing the game that way a little bit.
Yeah. So here's what I said. Bo at BoCross70, shout out. He said, my TH stays inside because getting attacked is fun. I didn't build these walls and shit to just sit there. Duh. So I said, you sound like Boneyard, emoticon face.
Oh, yeah.
If you care more about a few laughs than improving your base, then we just see the game differently. Meaning that if you like having the defensive replays, like, oh, that was a cool one at the expense of losing several 100,000 golden elixir each time just for like a funny replay, then that I just can't relate to that. Yeah. I enjoy watching my base do good wins. Like, I enjoy watching replays. I enjoy winning defenses. I don't enjoy winning defenses at the expense of losing a bunch of loot. So that's just not how I see it. And so then I said, there are casual gamers who just want to have some fun, and there are competitive gamers who want to win. Which are you? And then I mentioned that I saw his email. What?
Because you're interested in building it for the other side of, for the clan wars and upgrading, and I think.
And he said, I'm competitive and want to win, but in Clash of Clans, every man makes his own game, which is a great point. So, yeah. I mean, anyone can, you can play it however you want. Like, I'm not going to lose a bunch of resources just to watch some defensive win, something that's not tangibly going to help you in the game. But I could see where you would do that. It
helps with your base tweaks. I don't know. I guess I've been thinking about things a little bit differently. I've been tweaking my base and making little changes. I've been getting attacked by these people that are coming in with golems and all this stuff, and they'll get my TH, but they don't get the 50% because of my base tweaks and things like that. And I'm going, okay, this is cool. I'm learning a little bit more about how to make a better base, or what I need to do, which I think eventually will help me in war, but at least defensively.
Hopefully. Well, this reminded me of I remember there was something that Boneyard used to talk about, and then there was also one of the first special episodes, I think, with the guys from the wiki, that just used to make me cringe when Boneyard would say, like, oh yeah, I just I cooked up an entire camp full of all witches to attack at Town Hall 6 just to see what it would look like, and I just like oh god, like I can't even believe you would do that, like just like the dollar signs in my eyes, like 10,000 dark elixir flushed down the toilet for 1 minute of chuckles of watching them kill a Town Hall 6, like it just like physically pained me. And I remember that one of the guys,
the light in his eyes when he talks about doing stuff like that, you would say it's all worth it.
I know. So that's another thing. Like I can't relate, but yeah, I'm sure Boneyard could exactly relate to what Bo was saying. But I remember, I think it was like Lugia or one of the guys said that too. He said, "Oh yeah, I cooked up a whole camp full of some expensive troop witches and I don't know, witches and wall breakers or something, just for I think he said a laugh, but he had his accent, so it sounded like a larf. And he's like, just for a larf. And I was like, man, that is not like 9,000 dark elixir is not worth a larf. However good of a larf it is, that is not. Like, that's just so not worth it, and that always stuck with me. So there's definitely tons of players out there like that who aren't looking at the numbers and the trying to get an edge and get ahead, that they're just wanting to have some fun and see funny stuff. And so, yeah, I can't relate to that. I can't get on board with that in this game. So.
No, it is a little bit different when I'm not trophy pushing. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying that part of the game a little bit more. Making people work for it, because I look at it and I go, okay, you got the 1 star, which is 8 trophies or whatever it is, at that level. But I go, man, I don't have any loot for you to take in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so I go, you just wasted a lot for that many trophies. And I don't know, it's just like, I guess, a different dynamic to the game that I haven't really experienced much before, where I'm like, you're going to work for this if you want my trophies.
And so back to the email from Cosby and the town hall trapping discussion. So this is like, it's 2 different sides of me, I guess, because one is like, it's all about the numbers, being dispassionate, doing what's the smartest. But if I was going to be dispassionate and do what the smartest is, I would keep my Teslas outside, right? And or by my town hall when I'm having my town hall outside, and have spring traps around it and blah blah blah. But
there's no charity in war, Boaz.
I also have some kind of road rage to me. Like if you see me on the highway, things can get kind of nasty. So when I'm
glad that
farming,
cars don't have town halls.
I'm farming, minding my own business.
Inside your car.
When I'm farming and minding my own business, and I drop a couple troops to do someone a favor, ostensibly because your town hall's outside, I'm gonna give you a shield.
You're so
I'm
kind.
helping you out, bro. So I'm doing you a favor by dropping some troops, taking my time to get your town hall, just for a few trophies for me. It's just for the the common good. And then some Teslas pop up, some giant bombs go off. So if I was just being smart and playing by the numbers, I would just use the bare minimum of troops to take the town hall and leave. But no, I get pissed. I'm like, you dick. So I place barbs all the way around the base to blow up every giant bomb, every trap that they may have on the outside. I lure their clan castle out. I kill all their clan castle troops. If their heroes are close enough to the edge, I kill both their heroes. And if possible, sometimes if I'm really, really mad, I won't even kill their town hall, so they don't even get a shield out of it. So that's what happens. So that's me not being smart, not playing by the numbers, and just kind of losing my temper. But that's what happens if you tap your goddamn town hall.
I was trying to be nice. Now I have to kill your entire family.
Just trying to give you a shield, man. Just accept the shield.
I'm not going to give you that. I'm going to kill everything and leave you for dead.
So that's my retaliation. But no, I mean, but in all seriousness, to Cosby, that your clanmates are completely right. Like to use things that don't cost money to be recharged, mainly your Teslas. That's smart, because then people are going to waste time. They're going to waste resources. It's going to throw them off. It's going to, et cetera, et cetera. The people, though, that I just don't get is when they have their clan castle within range of their outside town hall. They have a bunch of giant bombs out there. And so even like if I had attacked you, like maybe I would have gotten, 100,000 gold. This way, even if I take your town hall, you're going to pay 100,000 gold just to rearm all the traps that you're putting there, instead of just losing 1,000 of each and a few trophies. Like you're losing so much more just to do that. And there's no, when you do it like that, there's no benefit, because when you look at
cost, reward, benefit of what you have outside, what you're doing.
Yeah, and what it actually is causing. What benefit is there to you? You're still going to lose the town hall. I mean, so if you have the giant bombs, if you put a troop down, if someone puts a troop down, a giant bomb goes off, they're not just going to spam a bunch of troops there. Now then they're going to drop troops, around in a pattern and make sure they spring any other traps. So you're not going to
hold your baby while you clash.
What?
I hope you don't hold your baby while you clash.
I have done that. And
Town hall? Trapped? Oh.
But yeah, so I thought that was an interesting point, and that is one of those things where it's like I kind of don't follow my own rules when in some of those situations.
Rage.
So
when you get the Clash rage, that's just I just can't get the visual out of my head. It's killing me because I can just see not even you, but I mean I can just see like the what unfolds on the map. Like, oh no, you didn't.
Oh no, you didn't.
Snap. That's hilarious.
That's just not cool. So yeah, I was talking to my clanmate Death Reaper about it, because I was talking about what a huge dick move it is to lightning people's storages and to trap your town halls. And I know a lot of big clans they don't allow zappers, like people that lightning the dark elixir storages. I think it was a while ago I was hearing like the Sky family did that. I might be getting mixed up with someone else, but that they actually people brought replays to the Sky family leaders of their members zapping their storages, and then they would get kicked out of the clan because they had a policy against that. And
why is that?
I was like, yeah, we should do that. We should not allow town hall trappers either. And some of my clanmates like, oh, I trap my town hall. It's smart, because then they expend their troops. And the exact same thing that Cosby's clanmates was saying.
I think with the barching, because I think the barching was a problem. Mm-hmm. And this is just a different side of the game that I've never seen. If you're playing for trophies at all, barching, it was just like, I can't win against this because do I have to bring everything in and then it doesn't, and then your base isn't good against something else? So, and maybe it's the bot thing. I don't know, but it just was like, I was just getting hit all the time with the barching. And so, I guess I don't understand why. First of all, I can't imagine zapping being that effective.
Sometimes it is. It's not. Especially now that elixir is worth something. It's
you mean
not
now that I was right all along.
Now that elixir is worth something, if you're Town Hall 9 or higher, but it's not super cost effective. Like it used to be, like when I would have, when people would just have all this elixir and nothing to do with it, then it was like, oh, you might as well zap people's storages for some dark elixir when the elixir you're just if you have max elixir storages or something. But I see so often, it cracks me up so much, people zapping my storages, and they're expending so much more. Like they're getting like 200-300 dark elixir or something, and using like 5 lightning spells. Or the best is when they zap an elixir storage with a lightning spell, and they get back so much less. Like you can see the number. Like you spent 100,000 or whatever elixir on those lightning spells, and you just got 40,000 elixir. Like you can just see I remember tweeting that out sometime, like someone doing that and just showing the net loss by doing that, not to mention the cook time and everything.
Well, yeah, I think that's the real currency is when I see that happen, I go, well, if you want to waste your time like that,
redo all your spells.
That's going to do that all day long, because you're not going to get very far. Then go for it. But I think time is a huge currency, and I would love to see the spell time decrease.
Yeah, because when I'm pushing, like I wish I could like triple boost my spell factory or something.
Why boost your barracks if you're pushing?
Yeah, because you need. Yeah, I only boost maybe like one barracks when I'm pushing, because when the spells are boosted, then the heroes too.
At least they'd reduce those times. It used to be 2 hours, I think, was max, and now it's an hour.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, which is awesome, and I think the spell factory needs some major work. Because if you boost that and you want to boost other things, or have things done at the same time, it should be a little bit better than that. It should be that you could do all 5 of your spells you should not have to wait on them if you're boosting that and not boosting anything else.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a really, and they even have decreased spells used to take even longer. Didn't they used to take like 2 hours or something when
I don't even remember.
They first came out? It was some crazy amount of time because they seem like they take so long, but I think they cut them in half at some point. I think they used to take even longer, which is crazy. But so I think the thing about zapping that's so kind of cowardly, and the thing that I think irks people so much, is that you can't defend against it. And so because I think like anything else in the game, there's something you can do. If you may have a good enough defensive design or something, you can at least put some kind of effort into defending your storages or your Dark Elixir storage or whatever it is that you're trying to defend. There's something you can do about it. That it's like they just wherever on the map your Dark Elixir storage is, they just find it and they zap it, and there's nothing. It's indefensible. It's
there
not.
There are no rules in war, Boaz.
But I think that's what, because it's not like it. I mean, if you're saving up for a huge upgrade, then sometimes people will lose a ton because you don't get a shield when you get zapped. So sometimes people, if they have their town hall inside and they're saving up for max minions or something, and they or level 30 heroes or something like that, and they keep getting close, and then you could probably lose 10,000 Dark Elixir an hour or something, and people are just if you have a huge fat storage and people just see you, zap you, leave, you still have no shield, zap you, leave, you can just keep getting zapped over and over and over. And I mean, I've never been up above, even over probably 110,000 or something in Dark Elixir, but if you're up at 200,000 or something, man, you got to be able to lose so much just from a few lightning spells.
Well, and that's what's nice about Masters 1, 2, and I think even 3. The Dark Elixir is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got my max pig dogs, my queen's going, and you can actually not even have to worry about it. You just go in for the elixir, and usually you can take that. Not even have to think about Dark Elixir with the bonus and everything. Mm-hmm. So maybe sometimes if you've got a lot of Dark Elixir, it might make sense to go higher where other people have it as well.
Oh, I can see that because you're not just going to be getting zapped all the time by low.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because, I mean, I was sitting around 80,000 Dark Elixir, and we were in war, so I didn't start my queen right away. Because I thought, well, I need to get a little bit more. I'll do it, get the war bonus, whatever that happened to be. And then I'll start my queen. But I wasn't getting hit for Dark Elixir. Right now in the game, I think it's all about elixir. For sure.
Is that your dog?
Shut up. Well, I mean, I think there's a shortage. People's pumps are down. Getting upgraded because of the update.
Yeah, that's so temporary.
Yeah, especially when the 1-gem boost comes.
Yeah, when is that going to be?
I don't know, but I hope it rains.
I have held off on upgrading my stuff any further just because I want to be able to cancel them when the boost comes and everything. So
see, I'm not. I started it, and Boneyard asked me if I would stop my my pumps and mines, but I thought, well, you know what? 2 days or 3 days into the boost, and last Christmas, I think it was a long boost. It was great. And I think they do it because people get iPads and iPhones at Christmas and new devices. They start playing the game, and they want people to be able to make a lot of money and get into the game. But 2 or 3 days even into it, I'll be making 500 Dark Elixir more, or 500 Elixir more per hour for the rest of the boost.
That's a good point.
And I think that'll more than pay off.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Boneyard talking about that. I think he even kind of calculated it out that, I mean, not only will you be making more during the boost, but up until the boost, that you'll be making more than you otherwise would be because they're now level.
Yeah, he's
whatever,
not upgrading
12
his
or...
stuff now.
He's not.
He said he's not doing it because of the boost coming up. Mm. Has it been publicized?
No. There's just been people putting stuff on Twitter and online and stuff that's showing when it was last year and stuff. I think Keaton from the True Sons put on the line chat screenshots of when it happened last year and stuff like that.
And so. I was trying to tell him in the conversation, I think it's going to happen because I think what they'll do is they'll do the boost and they'll also do a patch for the map layout bug.
Map layout bug?
With the Expo stuff.
The Expos, yeah. So speaking of bugs, my clanmate Meshwesh, he had a war attack last night, and he lured with, so there was this mortar that was well within range of the clan castle. Later I took screenshots of the range and stuff. So he sent up a couple giants to the mortar, right? And so the giants started luring the clan castle. And so I think maybe 8 or 10 archers came out, and then they just stopped. I mean, they kept coming, but no other troops came out of the clan castle.
Really?
And I was like, oh, whoa, that person didn't fill their clan castle. And I was like, wait a second, this is a serious clan. There's no way they didn't fill their clan castle. Maybe it has balloons or something. And then I was like, well, no, it's giants. So, and I was like, this is really weird. So they come out, they kill the giants. And so then he sends in a golem. And because he's out of other lure troops, a golem and some wizards. I'm not sure if he started his attack or if he's just finishing the lure. But then all the rest of the archers, so this golem comes up to the same mortar. Then the rest of the archers and the wizards and witch and stuff all come out of the clan castle. The golem is in literally the exact same place that the giants were. And they weren't luring, and the golem does lure. And so his giants were alive for so long they easily would have lured the entire clan cat with a bunch of time to spare. So he ends up with a 47% 0 star because he gets hung up on the clan castle the whole time. It would have been easily 2 stars, because he almost got the town hall and he almost got 50%, but the clan castle screwed him. So I mean, it cost him 2 stars, this glitch of the luring, and considering how much effort and planning I put into luring, and I know he does too because he's the one that helps me with luring. Man, I would be so pissed if I did everything right and everything that I had to do and calculated it out perfectly, and then the troops just didn't come out. I'd be so mad. So yeah, that was a really weird glitch.
I don't ever remember the game ever being really any major glitches before. And maybe it's because of the new introduction of the live replays, the map layout changed thing. The live replays of attacks, I should say.
There's a little glitch too of when you upgrade Dark Barracks, instead of just saying the troop that you're going to unlock, it says you unlock all the troops or something, which is kind of weird. Yeah, I guess both your Dark Barracks max, or do you have one that's...
I just can't imagine shutting one down again for that many days.
Yeah, me either. I don't need 2 that make pig dogs. So yeah, go sometime to your one that's not maxed, and then did they just have a patch or something? I feel like it just said downloading content.
Let me check in.
Weird. But yeah, if you go to your one that's not maxed and then go to upgrade, then it says unlocks warrior, and it shows you, it's actually really random. It says pig dog, witch, minion, hog in that order, which is not even in the order in which the troops would be. So apparently it's saying you already have golems and velks, but you don't have minions, hogs.
Weird.
You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of strange.
Yeah, in a weird order too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the A-team right there. But I mean, they've introduced so many big things, and I've heard people talking about seeing a balloon over their camp or something. Just weird little things. which is surprising. I mean, besides I think the only major glitch that I've ever seen in attack was my one wizard that didn't shoot anything out of his hands.
But I don't think that was so maybe that was a glitch. So I was wondering if
sterile.
Remember
Sterile wizard.
last time we were talking about when my wizards were shooting blanks, it was because they had been targeting archers that then died. So I think the wizards, I think when that happened to you, like they targeted like a gold mine or something, then the gold mine died, and so then they didn't shoot anything.
For the rest of the battle?
But they put their hands forward and stuff, and they still didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a glitch. That sucked,
He was pumping
man.
Something.
Yeah.
But it was not any magic.
He was trying. He was trying his best.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that was a weird glitch. And that ended up screwing you over in the attack, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like, maybe, I don't really remember, but it was so noticeable. Like, yeah, maybe it was like a really close attack, but just waiting, just watching that guy, I'm going, what is he actually doing damage? Am I just not seeing like his?
Am I going insane right now? Am I drunk?
This is weird. Yeah.
Am I dreaming?
Am I still drunk? No.
Am I in candid camera?
Yeah, it's just weird. But I think there's been a few of those things, but there's been some major game changes in the last 9 or what? When did Clan Wars come out? March? I mean, with the live replay stuff, all that. So maybe that's part of it. Yeah. I mean, the amount of stuff they did in that update was huge. So I could definitely see where if there's a couple things like that, then from 2 years ago, if you think about how the game changed in the first year to the second.
Imagine only being able to, like, I can't imagine not being able to war now. Like, what was I doing? Why was I playing so much without being able to war? Like, what, what was that? But it's that fun of a game, I guess, that even just farming and stuff and pushing once in a while was fun enough to keep me playing so much. Yeah, that's true.
And then there was, the trophy pushing and things like that. But
yeah,
now the wars are constantly, you're honing your skills, or in my case, embarrassing myself. So it's like, yeah. And I think everybody is probably sick of hearing, farming has changed the game. Or not farming, but wars have changed the game.
Yeah, that's true.
But I guess it's kind of important if you're just starting to listen to the podcast to know that the game has completely changed since I started playing, and I next year at this time, I can't even
next year
imagine.
there better be war leagues, and I'll get into that with the stuff that Bo was talking about too next episode. I think that'll be really cool because that's got to happen. Well, so speaking of which,
well, hey, why don't we wrap up here and we could just record another one?
Okay, sounds good.
Does that sound good?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, get a hold of us, clashclanspodcast@gmail.com or
424-27-CLASH.
That was creepy. Perfect for the 13th. Or
424-27-CLASH.
True Son Boaz at gmail.com or at True Son Boaz on Twitter.
At WBSMT Radio.
Oh, yes, and fill out the petition by retweeting.
Oh, wait, no, not that petition.
We started a petition for Boaz to go to Town Hall 10. We'll talk about that next episode. By retweeting the tweet about going to Town Hall 10.
Yeah, totally.
And you sick bastard. Can you wait till after the podcast? At WBSMT Radio on Twitter, and always ClashClansPodcast.com, where there's some new extravaganza stuff and more coming.
Ooh.
So Boneyard Retells Dune is coming, and it's fantastic.
I gotta hear that.
Tells the whole book, and
I gotta hear that.
And we listened to him doing it the other weekend because it had been like almost a year, I think, since we recorded it, or could be 6 months to a year, somewhere in there. But it's amazing. So
is there a spoiler alert here? Because I've actually never read it. Should I read it before I listen?
No, you don't have to. He will tell you the entire book, complete with quotes.
But that's going to spoil it for me. Better read it first.
Yeah.
Or you're saying that this is even better than reading it, so I can just skip reading it.
Well, it's basically like watching the movie before you read the book.
Okay. I don't know.
But it's really good.
I'm curious.
Because I had read the book, and he goes through it, and he's read it so many times. But it's just awesome. So that's going to be coming up shortly. So, anyways, keep it clashy. Merry Xmas, you
Happy Hanukkah,
clashers, and
Happy
holidays.
Kwanzaa holidays.
Yeah. All right.
Happy Atheism Day.
Yeah. Or don't celebrate anything. Enjoy the snow, especially you guys down there in Australia.
Yeah, you dicks.
Keep it clashy.
Keep it clashy.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.